This video is prepared according to the syllabus of KTU, Course Subject Web Technologies, Course Code CS368. In this session, we are going to discuss an introduction to PHP that is included in 6th module. So before we discuss about PHP data types and scripts and all, let me say what is PHP. PHP is a server-side scripting language whose scripts are embedded in HTML documents. Its full form is hypertext preprocessor. Some people used to call it as personal homepage, but hypertext preprocessor is more correct. During the year 1994, Rasmus Lertoft had taken the initiative for developing PHP. After that, different versions released. In first version in 1994, then second in 1997, like that. But stable version was released in 2015. And 2018, still more efficient version released. That is one still more stable version that usually people are using that version. Now let's see why we are using for this thing. What is the main use of PHP? It is mainly used for form handling, file processing, database access and all. But anyway, we are very sure that it is used for developing web pages, that is dynamic web pages. That is using that common gateway interface there and all. Then even competitors like active server pages, ASP is there, Microsoft, then JSP is there. So compared to these all, what is the advantage? It is open source. And it's popular language. Lot of websites developed using PHP. That is websites in the sense like Facebook and all, developed using PHP. That is why PHP is having that much popularity. These are the websites developed using, so many websites are developed, but these are the popular websites developed using PHP. That is Facebook, WordPress, then Yahoo, Wikipedia and all. We have seen that popular websites like Facebook and all developed using PHP. The reason is PHP is open source and free. You can download it from php.net. There is a free database called MySQL. It is called built-in function to support that database, and it is compatible with different web servers, Apache server and all. Also it supports so many databases. It's this wide range of databases. Another advantage is it's cross-platform because it's runs on various operating systems like Windows, Linux, Mac OS and all. That is one important thing. Then when we consider the case of hosting, Linux hosting, there this supports PHP and comparatively it is cheaper. So while hosting also, developing host is I told no, it's freeware. Developing host is no, hosting also comparatively it's less compared to other Windows hosting and Linux hosting. There again PHP based this thing and it's popular. Then another important thing is while developing there is a chance for coming lot of errors and all. So large community document support is there. That is also an added advantage. So by considering these all advantages, PHP is having that much popularity. Okay. For learning any language, we should have some basic understanding about the data types, basic variables, operators and all. So we will start discussing from data types. PHP has got different data types: string, integers, float, boolean, arrays, object, null and all. String means any text inside quotes that can be single or double quotes. For example, if you within quotes if you put computer, that is a string, and within quotes if you put any, say, electronics also, that is also string. Here one example I have given is dollar subject is equal to string. Here dollar subject means that is a variable in PHP. Variable starts with the dollar sign. That is very important. And then another thing is dollar subject is equal to electronics means straight away that is dollar subject means string variable. Straight away that string is assigned now. But we haven't declared this is of type string. That is not needed in PHP. Straight away what you assign, accordingly that will consider. Next thing is integer. It is a non-decimal number. For example, $x is equal to 1945. Here again $x is an integer variable. Why? Because some integer value is assigned to that. Now that has become an integer variable. Another thing is floating point variable or double, we can call it as, that is with decimal point or exponential form. Example, x is equal to 11.1115. This is an example for that. Again, now here x is a float variable. Boolean to represent two possible values, true or false. Dollar flag is equal to true is an example. Similarly, another one, dollar status, it's a false, another example. Next thing is array. Array stores multiple values in one single variable. For example, we have different subjects, so we can store it. Can store that subjects, an array called subjects. Here array of civil, electronics, computer, like that. We can have so many subjects in that array that represents one array variable called subjects. We can easily access using index. Subjects of 0, subjects of 1, like that we can easily access. But anyway, arrays and all we will discuss later in detail. Array processing is there. Another data type is object. It is used to store data and information on how to process the data. It is an individual instance of data structure defined by a class. So for example, we have a class named subjects, and we can create two objects called computer, that is $computer. We are creating object called computer. The step is that variable we need to specify $computer is equal to new subject. So now we are creating new instance of that particular class. Here again another object we are creating, $electronics is equal to new subjects. Now that is done. Another one is, or we can say it as last one, null. Variable of data type null is a variable that has no value assigned to it. While programming it is useful. So this is about the data types in PHP. Now we are going to discuss about the PHP variables. Variable rule starts with $sign that already we have seen, followed by the name of variable. So again that rule says it must start with a letter or underscore. Either it should start with a letter or underscore. That should not start with a number, that is not allowed. It can only contain alphanumeric values and underscore, that is it uses 0 to 9 and underscore. Other things are not, special characters are not allowed. Another important thing we need to remember here is variable names are case sensitive. $age and $small letter age and $capital letter both are not same, different variables. Let's see some valid and invalid PHP variables. $abc welcome, it's valid because it starts alphabetic. Start with the underscore, or the allowed thing is that beginning first letter, first character should be a letter or underscore. Then it's letter only, so it's valid. Second is also valid. Third one is not valid because the first character is a letter, so that is not valid. Third one is also valid. Underscore is allowed. Fourth one is also allowed. Fifth one, yeah, that is also an ASCII value, extended ASCII value, so that is also allowed. Okay, this is about variables. Now we are going to discuss about PHP operators, that is arithmetical operator, comparison operator, assignment operators, logical operators, and all we will discuss. See, generally arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, and all that we are familiar. Same thing, only examples here. For addition, these are the examples. Subtraction and all examples are there. Other things, negation is also there. Examples like see, negation means negative value of that given number, -5, -5. Okay. Another important thing here is concatenate operator. Concatenate operator means dot is used. That is mainly used to concatenate two strings. Okay. See, this is one string that is concatenate to this particular string. That is possible in PHP. This is about arithmetic operators. And now we are going to discuss about assignment operator. Assignment operator. See, for example, simply we want to assign a variable x is equal to 5 or 10, like that. Output, if you print this thing $x in the sense, you will get the output 5. Similarly for increment operator, if you see their initial value is 2 in the sense, you are increment by 1, we will get output as 3. Here decrementing, that initial values were decremented by 2 in the sense, output will be 1. like that. Then similarly multiplication x 0 into this thing means we will get 0. Division is also there. X is equal to, that is 6 by 3 is equal to 2. This is also like that. 3 mod 2 is equal to 1. Okay, 3 mod 2. Okay, correct one. Similarly, okay, another thing is concatenation. Similar fashion that will work. $x concatenation equal to this. So this will be concatenated and we will get this. This is about assignment operators. Now let's see the comparison operators. See, here comparison operator, an important thing is PHP has got additional operators. Other operators, I think you all are familiar with this. That is double equal to, you are familiar. Triple equal to, that is called identical operator. See, we will see the difference, but these two things are important as far as interview things are concerned. See, here we are comparing two things. This is also one, this is also one. So we are comparing this since compares two variable content, x is equal to 1, another x variable, that is string. This is numeric variable, this is string. Okay. Now anyway, compares x and y, then returns true if they are equal. That is the content of that and these are equal, so that will return true. But see that this is number, this is string, so both are not equal. For that purpose we have another operator called identical operator that compares both value as well as data type. This is the thing. So here both are not equal since it is an integer type, this is a string, so that returns false. Okay. Other things we are familiar, that comparison normal, that is 2 not equal to 1, that is true. 2 not equal to 1. 3 greater than, fine, that is 3 greater than, that is true. Okay. 2 less than, false. Then 1 greater than or equal to, so that is true. 8 less than or equal to 8 no, 8 less than or equal to false. Okay, that way. Now we are going to discuss about the PHP logical operators. So logical operator we have and, or exclusive or not and all, exclusive or not and all. So and in this sense returns true if both the conditions are equal, or in this any one of that condition is true. Here exclusive, that means that returns true if only x is true or only y is true. Okay, in such situation that will return. In the case of not and all, return true if x is false. And another case returns false if x is true, either true or false, that will return according, because that means negotiationally. Okay, this is about the logical operators. Now we are going to write the PHP script. So what are the things are required? We should have basic understanding about the PHP syntax. Then the file where we need to store the then what is the extension of that PHP file. These all basic requirements you should know. Then how to execute. So once you have the understanding of all these basics, then easily you can write your own script. There won't be any difficulty for you to write your own script. So first, what are the things you should remember is this, what we are writing is we can that is server side script we are writing. So code should be executed in the server. What are the things are needed that should be there? Here, this code we embed in the what you call the HTML itself. So that PHP file may have HTML, CSS and HTML, CSS, JavaScript and all. We are actually embedding that thing in HTML page and all. Another important thing is the file name of a PHP file should be .php. Okay, so now you understood that we can embed that in the HTML file, server side file name we need to save it as .php and all. Then how we can write the code and where we can write, that is not clear for you. That is very easy. You have to just start with this tag and write whatever you want to write the PHP code and close this tag. This is the thing. So in between that HTML, just open this tag and write the PHP code and close this tag. So that way PHP code will be executed. This is called we are embedding this PHP code in that HTML document. Okay, clear now? So its syntax is angular bracket question mark PHP code, then you need to question mark angular bracket. That's all. For developing while developing script and all, it is very essential to include the comments, proper comments. This particular scripts for what step by step we need to specify it. That is a very good programming practice. So you have to have that habit of writing comments in between. So how we can include that? We can include single line comments or multiple line, and a single line you can include using this two forward slashes, and this using hash you can include single line. So any one of that you can use. For multiple comments and all, you can use like this forward slash asterisk, then the comment you need to write, then you need to close again asterisk forward. This is about the comments. Okay, this much is clear. Now thing is, so for writing what are the things are required for that is familiar for you, that means file extension should be there. You have to use this format for writing this thing. Now after writing the script, how to execute it, how to run this, that is very important. For that we need a web server. Okay, for executing this thing, for running, it is actually server side scripting language, so we should have a server, web server we should have, then only we can run this particular script. So server is important. Also for writing the script and all, we need an editor. That can be editor or IDE. That is your choice, you can use anything. For example, if you are using editor, so many editor we will discuss. Sublime already you are familiar, means you can use Sublime, and then IDE, any IDE you can use. In this I am going to discuss about Netbeans and all. You can choose anything. Again come to the web server. I am going to discuss about XAMPP web server. Okay, apart from this all thing, web browser is required. Okay, these are the requirement for running the script. This is about just basic script and all in PHP. Okay, now how to write script and all, just we have discussed. So once we write the script, how to display that, that is also very important. For displaying this, you should have some statements for displaying. PHP supports different statements like echo, print, printf, print underscore or and all. So for various purposes we use this thing. This for displaying this thing. That format simply you can echo string you can specify here, or within bracket you need to specify like this. That is also allowed. Print is also same format, but the difference here is here arguments like echo, different arguments we can have, but in the case of string that is not, I mean in the case of print that is not possible. Simply we can print that thing. Okay, in the case of printf, that is formatted this thing. See here, example, first echo print and this is the thing. Now only one parameter we used here in the case of another thing, comma separator is there, two parameters, more than one parameter we used here, but print that won't allow, that is only one parameter that will allow here. In the case of okay, printf, that is formatted type, printf formatted type input. Conversion specification we need to specify. This is for string, this is for integer, and this name, no name, this is the name, this will be displayed here. This is integer marks that will be displayed here. Print underscore or that is actually for displaying the arrays and all. So here we have declared an array called subject, so that will display array content and all. The next slide that is discussed, this is about how we will get the output. So what are the statements we use for displaying that we have seen with examples. Now let's see a sample script. See, this is our normal HTML. Okay, our normal familiar thing. The body we have specified. We have just started this tag, PHP tag. So what we have specified, echo welcome to our college. That is for displaying welcome to our. These are comments. This is a single command and single line, again single line command. This is for the multiple lines comments. We are closing. This is just for understanding how we can use that comments. That is an example for that. Just close this, only this much. If you execute this thing, output will be welcome to our college. Clear now? In the last session we have discussed one simple example. Now using echo, print, printf, print underscore r, and how we can display things. That is what discussed here. Here the important thing is this particular echo will display marklist. That is what are the style specifications are specified, color red and all, then heading for and all. Based on that will be displayed. The next echo, first name, that is string as it is, that will display. Now one concatenation operator is there that will concatenate next string. Next string, what is that? Dollar name. Dollar name in the sense that is a name of that particular string that is stored in that variable name. So that will be, so two strings will be concatenated. Again one concatenator operator is there. Another string, that is new line character. So new line character will be displayed, so that what this much will be displayed. This is variable content. In here on new line character, that will come to the next line. Okay, another one concatenation operator, subject 1 will be displayed. Subject 1 will be displayed. Again concatenation operator is there. Then dollar subject of 0, that is array content, first index subject, first index, no, first index of this, first index in the sense this one, electronics will be displayed. Electronics will be displayed. Okay, This is about like that. Then again no line electron. So this much will be executed in the case of first echo. The print, this is just for showing the print example. Same thing can be done using print also. So this much will be executed. The difference what I told is there the comma separator will allow here in echo. Here that is not here. What I have done here is I have used the dot operator for concatenation. Okay, that way it is possible to display. Okay, this is about both that echo and print. Now we will discuss about printf. Printf means conversion specification. We need to specify, see, for displaying this entire thing up to this as it is, just like a string, how exactly that will work. That fashion this will be displayed. Next thing is that is string, name string, that is within quotes only. These all things are specified now. So this name will be displayed equal to, say, conversion specification is here, conversion percentage. Yes, so first what is specified, that string, this that is stored in this variable. What is stored, that name will be replaced here. So that name will be replaced here. Then again on no line character is there, that will be executed. After no line, the same string only, what is specified, that will be here. Okay, and next again conversion specification. So next string that will take, that is subject of 0 means one array called the subjects of 0 in this first index, that is electronics, that will be displayed here. Similarly all other things will be displayed. This is about printf. Fine. Now then next thing is what else? Okay, print underscore r, that is for displaying the array condense. Here so many uses are there. In this example it is used for displaying array condense. So array condense very clearly, that is the index 0, what is there, electronics. The first element is electronics, the second element, array second element, computer. That way it is very clearly that is displayed. This is about output operations in PHP. Already we have discussed that PHP is a server-side scripting language, so we should have a server. Here we have a different servers that supports PHP. This is XAMPP is that Windows based one. This is Linux based. This is Mac machine based. This is cross-platform type. You can use for any. So I prefer this thing. So in this session we are discussing about this thing. So what you have to do is you have to download the same thing from this particular site, or other different sites also available. Anyway, you need to download it. So after downloading, what are the things you need to do? These steps will be there one by one. You need to do the you need to follow that steps one by one. Then after successful installation, you will see an icon like this. Okay, there you have to click. Moment you click, this particular control panel will get open. There you will see like this, these all things. What you have to do is, initially, that is actually, this is what the server control panel, that is XAMPP server control panel. Once you start the server, then only you can run the scripts. So what you need to do is, whenever you want to execute or run that particular PHP script, you need to start the server. So you need to press here. So previously it was now your server is running, so that is why it is showing you that stop button. Moment you press means that will stop. Okay, so moment you install before this thing, in the sense that will show only start. So you need to press the start. This is for the database. Now we are not using database, means no need to start this thing, not required. Only the server is enough. So this much you have to do. This is about control panel this thing. So once you do this, that will execute properly. Now we have installed that server and all. Now everything is ready. Now how to execute the PHP script, that is what we are going to discuss. So these are very important in the sense you have to follow these instructions properly. See, moment you install that server, SAM server, where you have installed accordingly, that may show here I have installed in C drive. So we have one folder called XAMPP. In that another folder called htdoc. This is the folder where our projects are running. So if you want to write any script, that you need to store in under this particular folder. For example, example1.php, that is the thing you want to run. Then what you need to do is you need to create a file called example1.php extension. You have to write PHP, that is important. PHP in that. So simply if you run that particular file in that server, already I told now that server, that is going to display what are the things you specified in that case, that is going to display. This is about, okay, that is done now. Okay. This is the way you have to, that is what I mentioned here. You have to open this, you have to put the code. See, for example, one simple code I have included here, that is echo welcome. That is, you have to tag, open the tag, this thing, echo welcome to our college. Simple thing. Next, open the browser. Next step is open the browser window, type localhost, then that name of that particular file. Okay. The moment you type this, that is going to display the output like welcome to our college. This is about running a PHP script. Then one important thing what you need to remember is normally that HTTPS port is, that is 80, that is default thing. Some system, some other, that port is occupied by some other program. That time while installing, that may show some error. There you need to configure it to some other port, say port 81. So in this case I am using port 81. So there what you need to specify here is localhost colon 81 you need to specify, then only you have to do like this, otherwise it won't work. That much is clear, right? Okay. Now next thing is about that index.php file. That is the entry point of any PHP website application. That is entry point of any PHP website application, the php.node. So the same program, or what are the script you specified in the index.php, you now need to specify the file name here. See, for example, where is that? XAMPP htdoc dot, under that directory index.php is there. There what you need to specify is, you now need to specify in that index.http localhost / index.php is not required. Straight away only this much path is required, that will execute the index file. You now need to specify the name of that file name, not required. That is what discussed here. See, this is what the SAM port example localhost. Here I used 81 because in my laptop port 80 is used for some other application. That is why I used here port 81. So there itself you can do the config. That is the control panel config is there, server or where it is there. There you need to do the configuration. You can change accordingly. Okay, this will be displayed. This is about running. So now we are going to discuss about IDE and Code Editors in PHP. Then Code Editor and IDEs will help to write our code. IDE in the sense it is an integrated development environment that allows to write PHP code within the short possible time and allows you to debug your script syntax error and all at the design time itself. So that that will easily save our time for developing the website. That is the advantage. But the problem is, for that is developed only for one specific PHP in the sense that is only for PHP. For different same ID, other things also we can use. So that plugins you should have. That is the thing. Test editor means this facilities won't be there. Simply you can write code this all things, and you cannot execute this thing. Simply as I mentioned earlier, you need to in htdoc that folder you need to copy that file and simply localhost itself you can execute. So these are the various IDs. There are different IDs are some popular IDs are included, but in this Netbeans we are planning to use. Sublime, you can, for in the case of test editors, you can use anything according to your convenience. Sublime is convenient. Visual Studio Code. This is Visual Studio Code is different, and Visual Studio is different. Visual Studio Code in the sense that is editor for doing these all things. This Visual Studio is very popular IDE that is used for developing .NET applications and all, even PHP plugins also it's there, but it helps, but that is not free. Okay, but these all free. NetBeans and all free. These all are free only. Okay, so you can download. This is about ID and all. As I mentioned earlier, you can use text editor or IDE according to your convenience. Here I am using that Apache NetBeans IDE. This is the thing I am using now. So if you want, you can download it from the net. It is free only. So once you download this, you can see the home page, and there what are the things will be there. Okay, in the home page itself, this is what I have mentioned. For opening facilities are there. So if you want to file your new PHP file you are creating, means you have to click here. Otherwise in the file menu is also it is there. New project in the sense this you have to create. Okay, for example, let us try to create a new project. Okay, no project. Let's see. Here I have installed these all things. You can install while installing PHP alone also you can install. That is according to your convenience. If you have different this thing in the sense, you need to specify the PHP and PHP application you have to specify. Then next how to give. Okay. Then a moment you plus next, then that will ask you to write the project name. Here I have given it as PHP examples. So already I told you this is what the folder where you need to. So manually also you can do this ID means automatically that will do here. See this particular folder you need to create. File in the sense you have to save .php. Okay, file automatically that will create. Then you need to press next for what? For say server, where server and all you need to specify here. Okay, here one important thing is if you are using another port in this one :81, here my case is :81, that is that I specified here. That is letter configuration also you can do, or here also you can do. That way you have to configure properly, then only that will work. Then once this much is done in the sense that frameworks and all other steps no need to follow. Simply we are doing frameworks and all we will learn later. That time we will discuss. Okay, straight away you can give finish button. You just press the finish button, and so one possible way is simply on index file index.php will be open there. There itself you can code what are the things you want to do. The welcome to that code is there, no previous thing, but welcome to our college, that straight away you can just paste here, and simply you just run the thing. Run in the sense only this you need to specify. You just click here, so that will execute, and output that will display welcome to our college. Okay, that is also possible. Another possible way is you can here itself you position the mouse and right button. There you need to specify right button. There new file creation option that will show while showing that new this thing. Yeah, I mean, moment you, I mean, create for creation, if you give, so this particular window will get open, and there you can give no file name, not project here. In that particular, the project name is PHP examples. In that another file we are adding. That is the thing. Okay, there I can add like this, separate file wise you can add. So individual file you can execute. Combine thing, the different these things are possible. So you can separate file. You can, so for example, display one, about the display you are this thing you are specifying, like display one, like you can give. So then you finish. You have to press the finish button. That will create a file for you, and there you need to write the code, or you can already you have the code in some other editor, and you have to paste here. Only that much you need to do and finish. And after finishing, you can just run this thing using the run button. You can execute. That is going to display the. See, for example, this is what the thing I have included in that. This was the entire program what we have discussed. No, same program I have discussed, included in that file called display1.php. There I have included, and execution, after execution of this thing, and this thing output that is display output like this. Oh, here important thing is, in your system local host only that will show like that. Here I used port 81, that is why colon 81 specified here. Okay, this is about the output of this this particular script. Now, just for getting the idea about how to code, that is in HTML and that, because all other things you are familiar, then how we can write. So one simple example I'm giving, letter examples and all, control structures and all we have discussed, looping and all. So that time we will see more examples, and this is for the time being, just for understanding. Still here also I used if control structure, but other things just for getting the idea only I included. So you just go through this program. So the main idea is to display area of rectangle with form. So form that you have to create like that, then you have to close using that closing tag and all. This all familiar, because HTML all you learned, so these all things are familiar. Only thing is this area, this is using echo and all. This post, this also just for accepting this thing and all, for length this thing. Then post or get methods, that anyway we have in detail we will discuss. This is just for understanding only I'm giving this thing. So the only thing is, moment you execute this, what you will get, that will ask for width and height, because it is specified here. That will be stored in this variable. After getting from there this width and length we will get. So and using this formula, area is calculated, and that we are displaying. That is the thing. Output will be like this. This is about some fundamentals about PHP, but detailed things and other classes we will discuss. So anyway, you have to practice yourself. You try to develop your own scripts using PHP and all, then only you will get an idea about this. Okay, these are the references I use here for this particular, for preparing the material for this particular session. Thank you for watching my video.